All right, I'll admit it. When I first heard about this, I thought, it's nuts. It's never going to happen. This guy's crazy. Now I'm completely turned around on it. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. I saw the thing yesterday, the artist rendering of the new 17-story tower in downtown Scranton that the guy who owns the marketplace at Steamtown wants to build. 17 stories. And when I first heard that, I'm like, yeah, all right, buddy. Good luck with that shot. But now, again, after seeing the artist rendering and reading the article, yeah, maybe it's a little pie in the sky, but maybe I'm all for aiming high. Yeah, I think this is a good move. Shoot your shot. I mean, he's done his research. It's not a sure thing, but I think he knows what he's doing. I've always been a fan of cool things downtown. I remember when I was a kid, and Mayor Jim McNulty at the time was the mayor of Scranton and wanted to put an arena in downtown Scranton. This is back in the 80s, and I thought it was a great idea. I was hoping it would happen. I wish that instead of redoing PNC Field, which, by the way, is wonderful, and enjoy opening day tonight, I was wishing they would follow so many other cities in minor league baseball and make a downtown stadium and put it in downtown Scranton. But they didn't, and that's fine. PNC Field is wonderful. Back to the 17-story building that seems crazy big for downtown Scranton. Yeah, it's a lot to ask. It's a lot to fill. But take a look around at all the other stuff working in downtown Scranton. I know, I'm surprisingly positive here, right? I just got to stay on brand, though, and add some negativity. So you may want to spruce up the gas station across the street. I'm not saying it's low rent, but it seems shady. See, I haven't gone totally soft.
Socially awkward and a little hot-headed, Prospector gets himself into a lot of weird situations and doesn't always handle himself well.
This guy is really a jerk.
Please help him learn from his mistakes. It's time for Am I a Jerk on Rock 107.
All right. Today, Am I a Jerk becomes Is he a jerk? It's because my friend gave me a tip. I was talking about how I dog sat for my stepdaughter, and it taught me I didn't want a dog because I don't want to pick up their leavings, their droppings, their poo, you know? Well, my friend heard me talking about it, and he was like, I got a trick for you. I'm like, oh, awesome. He's like, here's my trick. He brings the bag with him. When the dog does what dogs do, my friend bends down, pretends to put the stuff in the bag, then gets up and walks away holding a bag of air. I'm like, that's not a trick. That's a jerk move. What an idiot. We got all butthurt that I called him an idiot and a jerk, so I'm asking you, is he a jerk? What do you think? On the Rock Lines from Mount Cobb, what do you think?
What's going on? That guy, your friend, is absolutely a jerk because that's just total laziness and a jerk move.
Laziness and a jerk move, and I would argue even selfish at that point. Laura says sometimes you just can't find it. Really? How about you bring a flashlight at night, or maybe you stick around while the dog's doing it. You don't let him run 40 feet away from you. You can find it. Mike says, your friend's the prime example of a certain Dennis Leary song, Huge Jerk. Another Mike from Sweet Valley on the Rock Lines. What do you think?
Yes, that guy is a jerk.
You don't do that with a dog, right?
No, never.
I mean, we have a responsibility to pick up after our pets.
That's right.
Got one from Open Mike on the Rock 107 app. Is my friend a jerk?
Prospector, he is totally a jerk. I hate when people do not clean up after their dogs.
Man, I don't understand the process, the thought about how that works in your head. Cheryl says, I always wonder why we put natural material that will break down into a plastic bag to be preserved for hundreds or thousands of years in a landfill. And I know there's biodegradable bags out there, but not everybody uses them. I'm going to give your friend a pass. All right. Kay says, jerk, definitely pick up after yourself and your dog and those that you're in charge of. I'd hate to see what his house looks like. Bruce from Sawyersville on the Rock Lines. Is he a jerk?
Yes, that gentleman's a total jerk. Here is one that I'm guilty of. Yes, I use biodegradable bags. I always pick up after my dogs.
Right.
But if it's garbage days and the neighbor's bag for garbage is open a little bit, I'll drop it in their bag.
Now, when you talk about dropping it in their bag, do you mean like into the can with on top of another bag, or actually a bag itself that's going to be sealed up and the garbage guys take it away?
It's sealed up. It's just like, they have drawstrings that just be open a little on top, and I just put it right inside their bag.
I'm okay with that move. I hate it when somebody just tosses it in the can because then it might get missed and sit in there and stink. But you're putting it into the bag itself. I think you're okay.
All right. Because I could be a jerk, too, by some people's views.
Hey, look, I get told it almost every other week. I understand.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
There's a stray cat named Socks that hangs around Coors Field where the Colorado Rockies play. She was in the news last year after someone caught her and a vet did emergency surgery to remove a tumor, but then they released her outside the ballpark again because she's too feral to be adopted. But now her son is in the news. A self-described crazy cat lady managed to catch him just to get him neutered. But it turns out he's friendly enough to be adopted, so he's heading to a forever home and won't be on the streets anymore.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Hi, I'm Prospector's wife, Tara. Here's a little taste of my world. It's time for Prospector's Picky Pet Peeves on Rock 107.
All right, this is going to go all over the place, but stay with me. We're spending more times in drive-thrus than ever before, and sometimes that flies, but other times it drags. And one thing that always makes me want to ram the driver in front of me, and that's people who leave too much space in front of them at the drive-thru. Yeah, like you don't need 2 car lengths, or even 1 car length, or even half a car length. I mean, you're traveling a mile per hour. You don't need that much room, and it makes the line seem longer. In fact, it makes the line actually longer. It pushes people farther away from the box they order from, thereby slowing everybody down.
Seriously?
I just saw a commercial for 3D Doritos the other day. Did I miss something? Were Doritos somehow breaking the laws of physics for decades? Not to be too picky, but thin as they are, Doritos have always been three-dimensional. Even the tip of the sharpest blade of any razor you can find is very much 3D.
All right.
And this falls under really, really, really picky, but it infuriates me, so you're going to hear about it. You're watching a show on regular TV, broadcast TV, or cable, and they start by saying, presented with limited commercial interruptions. And I get where they're going, but there are always limited commercials. In fact, even if the entire hour was commercials, that's still a limit. 60 minutes, an hour of commercials is still limited, okay? Unless there's some sort of ongoing infinite loop of commercials that goes on forever, commercials are always limited, as is the program and our time here on Earth.
Nobody cares. You think that was bad? Try living with him. Love you, honey. Mean it.
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. It's funny, end quote. Yeah, he got crushed by the press, the league, and women for that ridiculous statement back then. Rightfully so, if you ask me. Well, he didn't learn a GD thing since then. Newton, who's currently looking for a chance to play in the league, did it again. Yeah, on a podcast yesterday, he discussed women and their roles as he sees them. And he begins by distinguishing between a woman and a quote-unquote bad bitch. He later defines a woman as handling your own but knowing how to cater to a man's needs. And the clip ends with Newton saying that when a woman declares herself to be a boss bitch, the response is, but you can't cook, you don't know when to be quiet, you don't know how to allow a man to lead. Wow. Just wow. I mean, that's some Archie Bunker kind of crap. And Edith wouldn't have let Archie get away with that. It's truly shocking to me when I hear someone who wasn't born in the 1930s espouse such backward views about women. How do you end up with such a 1950 view in this country? Now, naturally, there are some who are going to defend such crap as traditional gender roles. In fact, there are a few articles doing just that right now. Traditional gender roles. To me, that's a nice way of saying misogynistic Yambag BS. Tradition doesn't make something right. We're supposed to evolve and grow as people, as a society. I mean, people traditionally use bloodletting to stop headaches. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean we should be doing it now. If you went to the doctor and he said, oh, you got a headache? Sure, I can give you aspirin, but let me tap a hole in your skull and you can bleed it out. You'd run out of that door, right? Cam Newton, he's that doctor. Cam would like to be playing in the league again. I can't imagine these comments are going to help that. Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. Did you see in the Citizen's Voice the price of eggs going nuts right before Easter? It's not the only food item. Yeah, surf and turf specials are being cut from menus all over America because the price is beginning to be too steep for consumers. Now, we all know people love surf and turf because it rhymed. That's why this restaurant's taking it to a new level.
Now you can get rhyming menu items if you're on a budget. Get a meal and a steal, spiced and low priced. Start with an appetizer. If you're a miser, only $1.50, but it sure tastes nifty. Fresh cooked sheep, done dirt cheap. Have a glass of Bordeaux, cause the price is so low. Soup that's runny, but worth the money. Chicken pot pie that's a real buy. Tacos are great and they are cut rate. Eat some kale, cause it's on sale. Have a modest muffin, in your mouth you'll be stuffing. And don't forget dessert, our chocolate mousse, with the price we reduce. Rhyming menu items. New from dinner, my bank account's thinner.
Unless you have to get up for work. Then there's Prospector.
Somebody give me a wake-up call or I'll sleep right through.
It's time to have a little fun on the phones. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. For today, I decided we should be calling a movie theater and asking them to pause a movie because I need to go to the bathroom and it's urgent. So we called a local movie theater to see if they'd play along. It's another Prospector prank call on Rock 107.
Box office.
Hi, yeah. Who am I speaking to?
It's Mario.
Mario, listen, this is Rick, and I'm in Theater 8 right now. Actually,
okay.
I'm in here all by myself, and I wanted to know how many people have bought tickets for the next show.
None. Nobody has bought any tickets yet.
Okay, I need a favor. When I first got here, I got, nachos, the jalapeno dog, and some popcorn. And I don't know what it was, but something has gone right through me, dude. I desperately need to use the restroom.
Yeah, if you need to use the restroom, just walk out the doors and they're located on the left-hand side.
No, I know where they are. Here's my issue. I don't want to miss any of the movie. So I'm wondering if you could contact Projection and hit that extension or whatever and just tell them to pause the movie. And I'll be right back because I don't want to miss any of it.
I'm sorry. You want to pause the movie?
Yeah, if you could call the projectionist up there and have them pause the movie. Because I gotta run. I gotta go.
I don't even think that's possible.
So you can't call the projectionist?
Yeah, we only got one projectionist, and he goes to theater, check up on the movie.
Okay, well, can you call him and tell him to go to Theater 8 right
I'm sorry,
away?
we can't do that.
So you can't pause the movie?
No, I'm so totally sorry.
So what am I supposed to do? Because I'm the real deal here.
I'm really sorry what you're going through, but I can't do that.
I don't understand why you just can't hit pause on the movie.
Well, we stick to a strict schedule. We don't want people walking in, seeing the end of the movie.
It's not going to happen because you haven't even ordered. There's no tickets sold for the next show.
You're right.
I'm the only one in here. You sold one ticket, and you can look and see. And you know I'm the only one here, and nobody's coming for the next show. So what if I just go up there and pause it myself? Can I do that?
No, you can't do that.
Why?
Because you're not allowed up there.
What do you want me to do? Sit here and use my popcorn bucket?
Well, if that's what you got to do, go ahead.
Okay, then who's going to throw that out?
You are.
Ugh,
Sir?
Don't you know what's happening right now?
What's happening?
Yeah, a Prospector prank call. This isn't real. It's Prospector. It's the practice. Yeah, you're on the radio right now on Rock 107.
God. Wow, you had me there for a quick
Do you even know how many people are in Theater 8? I don't even know if there's anyone in there.
Wow. Yeah, I really don't know. I didn't do a ticket count.
I can't believe you didn't stop the movie for me.
It's not going to happen.
What's a yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin. It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day as decided by you at rock107.com. Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
You know, with the Easter Bunny breaking into everybody's house to hide eggs each year, it's kind of amazing this hasn't happened yet. A shopping mall's Easter Bunny actor got tased by cops in Illinois the other day. Luckily, he was not in costume when it happened, so any kids who were there weren't too traumatized. It happened last Thursday night at St. Clair Square Mall in Fairview Heights, Illinois, and there aren't a ton of details yet. Fairview Heights is in southwestern Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Police say he was dressed as Easter Bunny earlier in the day, but he changed out of his costume. They haven't said what led up to it, but he assaulted a female cop around 7 p.m. and then started running through the mall. Cops ended up having to tase him to get him into custody. It sounds like he could face felony charges for assaulting an officer. No word yet from the mall or the company they work with for their Easter Bunny meet and greet, so it's not clear if they found a replacement bunny yet.
Nominee number 2.
Cats are cute, so it's easy to forget they're also killing machines. A 53-year-old woman near Clearwater, Florida, named Susan Freudenthal got arrested the other day after using her cat as a weapon. she and her girlfriend were arguing. Now, it sounds like the girlfriend accused Susan of cheating, so Susan held up the cat and swore on the cat's life that she hadn't cheated. She shoved the cat in the girlfriend's face, and that's when the cat freaked out. It went into attack mode. Police said the girlfriend had multiple lacerations on her face when they showed up, so they arrested Susan for domestic battery. In the police report, they listed the type of weapon used as feline. Susan claims she's the true victim and didn't do anything wrong, but she was also arrested for domestic battery back in March of last year. Those charges were eventually dropped, though.
And the winner is
the woman who used her cat as a weapon during a domestic dispute. What's wrong with you? You're the Yambag of the day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yambag of the Week competition. Keep it here for every nominee for Prospector's Yambag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.